Hey everybody, what's happening? Neil back once again with another quick film review for you. And today I'm going to be taking a look at Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So right off the bat I gotta say spoilers! Spoiler alert, yes, you have been warned. Now this is the 31st MCU film and it's directed by Peyton Reed, and it's off to the quantum realm this time. Of course, a lot has changed since the snap, since the death of Tony Stark, and Scott Lang, Ant-Man, who helped save the world from Thanos, he's now an author, living with Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp, of course. Cassie is Scott's daughter, and she's all grown up, and she's quite the troublemaker, an activist, getting arrested and stuff. And they wind up visiting Hope's parents, Hank and Janet, the original Ant-Man and the Wasp. And of course, they were founding members of the Avengers in the comics. And she reveals that she made this gizmo, this MacGuffin device, that can send a message to the quantum realm. So the beyond microscopic, realm there. It's a whole other world down there. And that's very alarming to Janet, who was trapped there for quite a while. And so she tries to shut it down, but too late, and they're all sucked in. And what they discovered when they all get there is that there's a new sheriff in town, and it's actually mostly Janet's fault, apparently. Kang, the Conqueror, or a version of Kang in this case, another variant, since there's so many of them, he's now in charge, and they were informed of this by Bill Murray's Lord Krylar, and a fun little role for Bill Murray there. And yeah, so it's bad news. There's a lot of people that are rebelling against Kang. They don't like what he's doing there. There's also a very interesting surprise, and that surprise is we get Darren Cross back, who was Yellow Jacket, the main antagonist of the first Ant-Man film. And I guess he wasn't killed. He was shrunk all the way down to the quantum realm, and he became MODOK, who is this large head, crazy character from the comics. In fact, a lot of these characters are from the comics, certainly. Certainly Lord Krylar and Kang, of course, they're all from the comics. These aren't new characters. But I never thought I'd see a live-action MODOK, kind of, anyway. It's pretty freaky when you see it. So he actually is, he's evil at first, and he's just out to destroy and anyone that makes fun of him, really. But also, what winds up happening to his character is there's a turn there. Kang captures Cassie, but she escapes, and she later convinces MODOK, Darren Cross, she appeals to his human nature, I guess, and he winds up turning on Kang, and he pays the ultimate price for it. He dies. Janet winds up fixing this power core issue that will allow them to go home through this portal, and they wind up killing Kang. But, of course, Kang is everywhere, he's everywhere, and that's the thing about this movie. Yeah, he's everywhere. He's really well played by Jonathan Majors, and in the mid-credits scene, we actually get these at least three other Kangs, and they're aware of this Kang's death in this film, and so they're planning an attack. So what winds up happening in this post-credit scene is we've got Loki and Mobius, Mobius is his name, and they are in the 1920s, and they see another Kang as well. So, yeah, like I said, he's everywhere. So I gotta say that I really enjoy Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I think he's fantastic, and I really like Michelle Pfeiffer as the original Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, and the whole cast is great here. Michael Douglas does a good job as well, reprising his role as Hank Pym. But in the end, it is really Jonathan Majors' movie, and we really see the agenda here behind it, which is to move Marvel into this, is it the fifth phase now? I'm getting lost here, but there's just so much going on with the Marvel Universe, the MCU, that it's hard to keep up kind of with everything, but it's also kind of cool how everything's kind of related and everything can be attached and it may all lead to some big secret wars or something like that. I don't know, but with Kang, I think that we've got a real winner here as a villain. Certainly, he proved that in Loki, and he does so again here. He gets to kick a lot more butt in this film. So Jonathan Majors, hats off to him. He's coming up in Creed 3 as well as the antagonist there again. So he's getting typecast as the bad guy. But no, that's all right, I'm sure. He's doing a great job, and he was definitely the standout here in this film. The complaints, though, are just that it's not that memorable. It's just not that interesting. It's fun while you're watching it, but then after you're just kind of like, I forget about it. It's like eating a bag of chips. Really tasty at the time. The visuals are great. The sound is great. The music's great, and certainly the performances are all wonderful. But in the end, it's just like, yeah, it was okay. It's not a must-see, for your average superhero movie fan, quite frankly, but it's a must-see for Marvel fanatics, certainly. But I just didn't think it was anywhere near as good as the first Ant-Man in terms of just setting up the whole concept of shrinking down or growing super large and things like that, playing with that power. It could be, a lot more different. There's just maybe too much CGI going on here, but on the plus side there, it is its own world. It's really good at building its own world that way. MODOK was just kind of creepy and an unfortunate end for the Darren Cross character, but a nice surprise too, I guess. So yeah, I mean, not great, but not terrible by any stretch either. So I'm going to give Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania a 7 out of 10. Yeah, mainly for the performances. You gotta love Rudd, Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas, and certainly Jonathan Majors here, who's becoming a bigger star every day thanks to this movie. Next time, I'm going to review the movie, which is inspired by a true story, Cocaine Bear. Yes, so watch out for that. That'll be my next review. And I thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. And until next time, peace.